to do is put this aside for a minute. Okay, keep these together because if I don't, I'm going to lose them. Alright. Now, we're going to take this piece and what we're going to do is we're going to cover it. What I want to do is cover it with the leftover piece I had from here. Okay? So, alright. And actually, this is why I chose this paper. Okay? So, I'm going to make sure it fits. There's a little bit left over here. Okay? But what we can do is, because we have the two pieces left of this, just want to make sure. That's basically what I'm doing right now. I'm making sure I have enough of this paper to cover all the sides. Okay? So, that's good. So I'm going to take these two pieces here and I'm going to cut them at 7 inches. Okay? I'm just going to cut both at once because I can. Alright. Happy hour. Okay. So now I have these that I can use to cover the top. So take this, put it in the pile with the rest of your stuff. And now there's some really cool letters to Santa paper. Find it. I have some left. Oh, isn't this so nice? And yes, lots of pieces. So we can cover the inside with this. Okay? I am going to do it. So now what I'm doing right now is I'm just deciding what letter I want to put in here. Oh, that's cute. Dear Santa, I made you cookies. Aww. And a bit of the Rudolph red nose would be stuck. Not quite red nose. So, I like this letter right here in the Dear Santa, I made you cookies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little pencil line here. Okay. Just to show roughly. So I'm just going to do this. And so here is my line. Alright. So, get my trimmer. I'm going to cut this off here. Okay. So there's my little mark that I made. And I'm going to line it up. Like so. Okay. That's so cute. And then I'm going to pull this out here. I'm going to cut it. Now, I'm going to measure this. I think it's just a bit more than 5. Obviously, it has to be. So, I'm going to get my ruler. I'm going to measure this. It's wrong end again. No, it's 5. Okay. 5. There we go. Okay. And 5. Alrighty, and I'm saving these because the back side of this is going to be gift cards. Okay. So, this is going to go on the inside of here. Okay. So, to make it easier on myself, I'm just gonna flip it over, do this is in here, and make sure that when I open the door, see, it's gonna hook in the bottom here, so I'm gonna give it ever so slight little tiny trim. Okay, that'll fit. And there we go. Okay, I'm gonna glue this down with my art glitter glue. Okay, make sure it's facing the right way. Okay, I'll spread this out a little bit. Make sure I move my glue around. So that's that. See? Just makes it easier to mat it now. Now what I can do is poke this through here. Okay, make a little X. Alright, and then I'm going to find my pencil. And I'm going to just poke it through. Like that. Okay. And there's my hole. Because I'm going to need this to put my handle on later. Okay, I'm gonna glue these down anyway. So, art glitter glue, one piece at a time. Okay, and that, and that. Okay. And again, I'll spread this around. Glue on there too. Wow, that looks like glue on there. It's actually the paper. Just letting you know. Okay, flip it around. So see, again, I have this edge of paper, so I'm just gonna lightly take it away. Oops. There. That. Okay. Flip it back over, and that's what I got. Now, what I want you to do is take your construction strips. You can use any color construction strips. Black might look nice too, right? You can use craft even. It doesn't really matter. So here as well, okay. Now I thought for the mailbox look, I was gonna make it so that it looked like it's been riveted on to the corner. Okay, because it's supposed to be metal, right? What I'm gonna do first is I am going to trim these down to this line of paper. Okay, because I don't need that much right now. So I'm just going to trim these down like this. Okay, so that's what I need right there. Alright, now, so you're going to need for that size. So I'm just going to hold it up, give it a rough go here, and do these two as well. Okay, so I have 4 of them. Alright. There. You can keep these. You might need them. I don't know. It happens. I try not to throw those things away. So what we're gonna do first is we are going to attach the sides. Okay? Actually, I think what I did with the first one is I may have attached this first. Yeah, I think I'll do that first. Okay, we'll do this first. So I'm going to just cut a couple of strips. You can use the craft, you can use whatever. I'm going to use, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I need some scraps. Okay, so I'm going to get a couple of half-inch strips out of this cupping, meaning 2. Okay. So I'm going to cut them 1/2 inch. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to cut them in 1 inch. Just because it gives me a little more stability. Okay. So we have our 2 1-inch strips. And I'm not sure if this is exactly 7, but I'm just going to hold it up to this and then cut it off. Alright. Okay. Now, what you can do is you can take your art glitter glue, okay, cover this up here, put a pretty good coat on. Okay, and I'm going to stick these 2 together. All right. Like that. Get this out. A lot of glue come up there. Okay. So there's one. So now you have it attached. You don't have to mess around with that too much later. Okay, so the front's going to be nice and smooth. Alright. And we can worry about the back piece either now or later. Later's better. Okay. We can always reach inside the box later and do that. The inside. I actually did that. But you know what? We're gonna do this now because when I did it, it was a pain in the butt. Okay. And I might have had some nasty. Uh-oh. There goes my pin. Hold on. Our glitter glue pin is trying to run away again. So, here's what I'm gonna do. Move this stuff out of my way. So when you're gluing this together, this is how you want it to look. Like so. Okay. Okay. Excess glue off. Excess glue on this hand too. And that's that for now. Put my pin back in here. Sure won't appreciate that in my foot later. Okay, so now we have this. Okay. So that is how that is gonna be. Alright. So what I learned as well from my first take on this one, before the dog ate my homework. So these are the 4 pieces that we cut for the sides. We're gonna put these over here so we don't use those right now. What I'm going to do is I am going to take a construction strip, okay, and I am going to cut it now. Okay, and I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger than here. So I'm just gonna cut a little extra because we can always trim it off later. We can't add to it. I want to like that. Because I'm gonna put these on now. So don't you be wrestling with this sucker. Oh. And I believe these are 5 inches. No, they're not. Okay, we're gonna save those anyway. Now, here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to take your pieces that you cut, okay, and I want you to put them down here. See if you can match up the edge. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Right? And it. Ooh, look at that. So the little dots are actually matching up pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down now. But that being said, what I want to do is basically I want to know where the curve is on this thing. All right, so I'm gonna put a piece of score tape on here. On this edge. And the reason I matched up the dots on this side is this is the front, right? So if you don't want to embellish it that much, you don't have to worry about it. They're matching and they're lining up. Okay, so I'm going to basically hold this here. Alright, I'm going to take this score tape off and I'm going to attach that. And I'm going to burnish this down. Okay. So now we know it's on there real good. Alright. Now, I want you to notice here, I'm going to put a pencil line so you can see. Okay, so I put a pencil line there. Alright, so you can see the pencil line, right? So this line here. So now when it's lined flat, it's like that. But as we start to curve, okay, right here, it's moved. So you see how much it moves, okay? Because you have to give it that extra leeway to get around this turn here. This turn here, sorry. Alright. So basically, I'm just going to line this up to show you a little better on this side. So, now again, I have like total OCD and I have to have things just so. Alright? So, you'll see here as you curve it, okay, this is what I'm talking about. Right? So, you want to not glue it down flat, because if you do, you're not going to get the bend out of it that you want. Okay? So again, what I'm going to do is I marked my pencil line there. I know I have to be back from the pencil line, so there's my pencil line, and then when I curve it around the edge here, it's back from the pencil line. I mean, the pencil line's sitting right on that mark there, but believe me, it's back far enough. It's like almost 1/8 of an inch. Okay? So just do a little dry run here, just so you know where you're at with your paper. Alright? because you're gonna have to put these on first. Okay, these have to go on first. So I know it's approximately 1/8 of an inch, right? So I'm actually gonna just move this back right now. What I'm gonna do is use what can you use? See, I use this, but you guys aren't gonna have this. Alright, so just put something underneath if you want, just to kind of give it that bend. Okay, so you can, yeah, it's not gonna work. You're not gonna be able to see it. Anyway, give yourself that little extra leeway. So when you glue it down, you have to glue it down while it's standing up this way, okay? Alright, because your line is here and your paper is now here. So you can do one of two things. I guess you can hold it like this and then mark with your pencil where it's moving to here. Okay, so now you can see the difference in the two pencil lines. Lay it back down. And what I'm going to do is use 1/8 of an inch score tape because it moves pretty easy. Okay. But a lot of you might not have 1/8 of an inch score tape, right? I'm going to do this here. Alrighty. So I'm going to put the score tape every second or third, or it doesn't really matter. You just want enough to hold it down, because these construction strips are going to hold it down to the edge of here for you. So this is basically for stability. Like, so this part here is for stabilizing it. Okay? So I'm just putting these in between these marks here. Alright? Like every third one, every fourth one, doesn't matter. Alright. The main one is this one here. So this is where I want to end up on the edge, is on this one. Okay. So I'm going to put this here. So that I know. Okay. That's as far as I want to move this paper back to here. Alright, and see there's a bubble in it right now, but you're going to remove that score tape and you're not going to let it stick down. Okay? Until you are ready to curve it. So, that should be good, eh? So now, in order to do that, you're going to do this. Put this under here. I'm going to take the score tape off. Oops, and burnish it first. Okay, so I'm going to take the score tape off of here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my bone folder. I'm going to get a bigger one. I have this. Okay, you can put anything under here. This is a non-stick, so that's cool with me. And I'm just going to cover the score tape with this non-stick folder. Alright, and it's pretty thin. But it's going to prevent the paper from falling down on there. As long as you don't push real hard, it's not going to stick to this 1/8 inch score tape. Alright, so you're going to take your paper and you're going to pull it back to that line that you drew. Okay? And you're going to make sure it's even on both sides, and you're going to stick it down. Okay? So now you have a bubble in here. Okay? Now the second piece, obviously, gosh golly. And because we're going to cover that, we can actually do that. So your second piece is going to do the same thing, but not as bad. Okay, because it's a smaller piece and you're not at the total height of this curve here. You're not at the top of the arc. Alright, so it's not going to take that much paper to get around there. Look at that, see that? I just sliced my finger with this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to find a mark, and we're basically going to put a little pencil mark here, and we're going to go beyond this line here. I'm just going to give it a little like that. Okay, we get our paper trimmer. We're not going to push this down because that would be bad. So we're going to get our paper trimmer, trim this down. There's my pencil line. Okay, trim it down like that. And I'm going to put score tape on the back of this. So I'm going to use 1/4 inch score tape because we're kind of in the middle of that, but we should be alright. So I'm going to put my 1/4 inch score tape, do it whatever you want. Whatever you want here. I'm going to put it here. Okay. And you can put some more on there so you're not wrestling with this later. Okay. There we go. Now, you're going to take this piece, you're going to burnish the score tape down. Okay. You're going to take it, and you're going to butt it up against the other piece. They're going to match. Oh, look at that. Darn close, I tell you. Okay? So you're going to butt it up against that and just do it the same way. Whatever way you want. I am deadly with this score tape, and once I set it down, stuff sticks like crazy. So I'm actually going to line up as best I can those. Okay. Alright. And now you're going to leave this. You're not. That's why I put the score tape on. Okay. You're going to take it off after the fact because it's stable enough here to stick it down. Alright. So it's going to be the same thing, but because you've left enough room, it's all good. So I know this seems complicated, but it's going to look way better in the end. If you guys have a different way you want to do it, feel free. Okay? I just like doing it this way because, you know, it looks better. So now I'm going to take this piece here, alright? And these are the two pieces that I want for this side. Alright? So I can do this now or I can do it later, but because I put this paper down, once I curve it around, it's going to be a lot more stable. But that being said, I am going to lift this up right now. Okay? There's my arc, and I'm going to stick this down. Okay? You don't have to stick it down real hard or nothing, but alright. And see already, if you didn't do that, you would have a heck of a time trying to get that around that arc. Okay? Fold it, give it its little, do its thing here. And we don't want to crease this paper because we're gonna, you know, that's your pattern paper. It just makes it look smoother. Alright. So now we have this. Let's see, that looks kind of nice, right? It's not super bent. It's all good. Okay. I mean, it's a little bit, but that's okay. Now we have that. Now we can worry about the other back piece later. Alright. So, make sure this is all bent down. Like this. Okay. Okay, our arc here. Right. Let's see, so we got this little piece here. It's stuck down a little too soon, I think. So I'm just gonna pop that out. All right. So that's what you're gonna have. Okay. Like that. Like so. Okay. And this piece here fits just inside of there. So that's gonna give it even more stability. I mean, you're not gonna shove it right in there like inside, but it's right on the edge here. So look, you'll see that it's flush with the top. Okay, so that's good. That worked out well. So what you can do is poke this on the, hold it like this, see how like that, set this up, and trust me, what you are going to want to do right now before you do anything is stick this down to here, this piece, okay? Because if you don't do this now, trust me, you're going to be screaming. At least I was. Okay? So I'm just going to do this now and get it over with. One piece here. And what I'm doing is I'm just setting this inside of the box, or inside of the lid here, the top part of our structure. It keeps popping out. Okay? And basically, I am just going to stick this on, but I need the inside of the box to help me. Just so I have something to push it against, right? So, start from the front, and work my way around. Oh my gosh. Why? Seriously. Video editing coming up. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna put this back on. Okay, so now we got our piece glued on temporarily. Okay, so it's sitting like that. And when you fold it in, that's gonna go away. Alright? So what I want you to do now is take your construction strips. I gotta hold it like this for a second to show you. And put it together. Alright? So I'm gonna work on this side first. Lift this up, put it down here. Alright, one side, and I'm going to do it this way. Here's the other side. Alright. Bottom. Okay. Crunch this down. Then these pieces like this. Okay. See this side here? Put it like that. That's gonna hold it together pretty darn good. So, what I want to do, just line up the bottoms, okay? And you can reach inside and push this side out, okay? So you'd be forcing this side against this. That's how I'm doing that. Okay, get this off. We're good. Okay, line up the bottom. Fold this over a bit and then just kind of pull it out or push it out from the inside towards your construction strip. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to lay this flat and I am going to burnish it from the inside. I know you can't see it. See, I'm going to burnish along this side just to hold it down. Really good. There's one. And I'm going to take this up and do the same thing on this side. So take off your score tape. And same thing. I push it in, pull it down, make sure the bottom is flush, both sides, and push it towards the other one. Okay. Okay. And take it and do the same thing. You obviously cannot see, but I want you to burnish it down on the inside. Like that. And then you're going to take your other two that you have, and you're going to put it on these corners, all nice and nice. And it finishes it off nice. Line it up the bottom. So it's starting to, because you've done that, you can push down and give it a good burnish, right? And that's because you cut the chipboard, but you didn't cut it all the way through, and that's why I was saying it gives you that little extra bit of stability when you're making the box, okay? Like that. Do the other side. Line it up at the bottom. Okay. Give it a burnish. Oops. Flip it on this side. Score tape off. Oh, I just ripped. Oh, that's why I ran out. Okay. And stick her down. Okay. And give it a good burnish. There. So now, what I want you to do is, because now we have a pretty good idea of our curve, just reach here and just pull off this score tape you have in here. All right. And basically gently, okay, so I have the sides of the box here and I'm just putting a little bit of pressure on there so that it's holding this whole thing. So watch, like this. Okay, and it's holding this piece. So basically I just want you to take that and then just roll your fingers up like that. Okay. And give it a little bit of a burnish. You're not going to be able to do much right now. Reach in, burnish it. So what I'm doing is I'm reaching my hand in and I'm holding, I'm pushing on the lid, okay, so that I can burnish this well. And I'm following my hand on the inside, okay. curve. And then flip it this way. Just makes my life a little easier. So I'm not fighting it. Okay. Okay. Finish. There. Now we're to this point. Okay. Once you get these pieces on and down, it's gonna tighten on this paper. So you're not gonna see so much of this, okay? It's bubbling. Alright, so now what I want you to do is take this piece, start at one side, work your way around, okay? Now obviously I've cut this one too short, bummer. So I'm going to work my way around again with a new piece. Okay, so I'm going to start here, starting here. Okay, you can actually start a little bit lower as well. And then you're covering that end. It's up to you. Totally up to you. I'm going to start here. Like that. And I'm going to work this piece all the way around this paper. Right. I'm just going to cut it, save this because you can stick it back on in a minute. Okay. So now the paper on the inside is not touching, so what I'm going to do is do the same thing that I did before, and I'm going to put my hand on the inside here and I'm going to push down, push from the inside. Do this way too, so I'm pushing, okay, on the inside. I can't see it, darn it. Here, I'll use a pokey tool. I'm pushing right over here with my fingers, and as I go around I'm going to be pushing with my fingers. Okay, so that I'm able to push this down and the score tape sticks. And I can burnish it really well, okay? So, here we go. Okay. Keep going here. I know it's hard to see right now. I do it rough. This. Okay. Then I'm going to cut this off. These. So right to here. Okay. There we go. Alright. And then I'm going to put a little piece of this back on so I don't stick it to my project. Okay. Like that. Alright. Reach in from the inside. Burnish this down. Side. Alright, because we're going to cut all these and we're going to attach them, right? Not yet though. Yeah, we're going to do this side next. So, here we go. Start here. Okay. And I'm going to stick this on all the way around. Okay. this little piece here left. Okay. Same thing, reach on the inside and burnish this down. Okay. This side, do the same thing. Okay. There we go. Now, we can stand this up, or, well, we have to because we're not done this side yet, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand it up, and I'm going to do one side so I can lay it flat, and then I'm going to show you the other side. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do approximately 1/4 inch, and I'm going to try to keep these as even as I possibly can. Because the more even you cut them, just the better it looks, right? I'm going to do this side first, standing up. And I'm going to go one at a time. Okay? I'm going to peel it off. And you just want it to sit natural. So I'm just holding my hand here just so it's kind of sitting natural. And I'm going to push these in one at a time. Okay, so we got one side done. Okay, and I'm gonna give it a light burnish. I can burnish it really well later, but it's like way too late in the morning here. So I'm gonna just get this part done, and we're gonna call this part 2 when I'm done this. So again, on this side, do around 1/4 of an inch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel this score tape off because I do not want to take little bitty bits of score tape off. Again, I always forget to do that, and then it's like, wow, why did I do that? Okay. So I can see it. Okay, now I got it this way so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I started this side, and I gotta peel the first 2 off because, you know. Okay, you can start it either side, doesn't matter. Okay, so it's gonna start going on an angle. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get your paper to just kind of fall the way it wants to fall. So see how it's just kind of starting to go on an angle here? So, but you want to hold your top because you don't want it to get too wonked out. Okay? And just go one at a time. Alright. Take your time. Okay, so I'm going to work a little more on this side just to make sure I got them all even. Okay, go like that. Alright, see how I'm just kind of tugging, I'm not pulling on it, I'm just guiding it so it's going down on an angle, right, like that. It's crossing over the other one. I just did. Okay. This one. Okay. This one. It doesn't really matter which one's last, I guess. Okay. It looks pretty good, don't it? So, burnish this down a little bit. Not too hard though. Just want to get it from the inside too. So I'm going to burnish this one from the inside. Makes my life a little easier. I'm going to burnish inside as well. So good. Okay, you can get a little piece of red and just cover that if you want. I don't think it's that bad, so I mean in the camera it looks horrible right now, so I might end up doing something with that. Okay, so this is part 2 on covering and putting together your box, and we'll work on the rest of it in part 3. Thanks for watching.